The ordinary world is not simply a place we live in. It is a landscape of habits, routines, and expectations that can both nourish and constrain us. While it provides comfort and stability, it often masks a quiet tyranny, a gentle lull that numbs a soul and dulls our potential. Stories such as Fight Club, Harry Potter, 1984, Eyes Wide Shut, and Goodfellas explore the many ways the ordinary can imprison us, whispering promises of safety, even as it locks us into patterns that thwart meaningful growth. The narrator of Fight Club exists within a carefully constructed ordinary world. His life is adorned with catalogue-perfect furniture, an office job that supposedly brings success, and the shallow comforts of consumerism. Yet, beneath the gleaming surface, he is hollow, trapped in a gilded cage of conformity. It is only when Tyler Durden, his anarchic alter ego, emerges that the prison begins to crumble, revealing the destructive undercurrent of his life. Erich Fromm's poignant words come to mind. If I am what I have, and what I have is lost, who then am I? The narrator's journey is not simply a rebellion against consumerism. It is a rebellion against the false self he has built. His path to self-discovery is a brutal, visceral one. A battle to rediscover his identity by dismantling the illusions of material security and social norms. How often do we confuse the comforts of possessions with the fulfillment of purpose? Like the narrator, we may be compelled to confront the parts of ourselves buried beneath societal expectations. His story challenges us to ask, what lies beyond the boundaries of what I have built? Who am I without it? Harry Potter's ordinary world is not one of wealth, but one of neglect. The Dursleys' treatment of him, relegated to a cupboard under the stairs, is a literal cage, but it also represents a deeper, emotional imprisonment. Harry's true self is buried beneath their indifference and cruelty. Yet, it is in the world of magic that he begins to rediscover his worth. Simone de Beauvoir's assertion rings true. One is not born, but rather becomes a human. Harry's journey to Hogwarts is not just about discovering magic. It is about discovering himself, his courage, resilience, and a capacity for greatness that the ordinary world tried to suppress. We too may be living under the weight of others' expectations, trapped by roles and identities not of our choosing. Harry's story invites us to reflect. Are we living as others see us, or as we truly are? The journey to freedom often begins by stepping into a world that recognises our true potential. In 1984, Orwell crafts an ordinary world that is meticulously designed to suppress individual freedom. Winston Smith's every action is controlled by the party, and the routines that shape his life are not comforting, they are suffocating. The ordinary world in 1984 is not a sanctuary, but a prison. Winston's quiet rebellion, however, is an act of profound courage. It is a defiance, not just against an oppressive regime, but against the very routine that seeks to erase his individuality and humanity. Michael Foucault's insight echoes here. Power reaches into the very grain of individuals. The power of Orwell's world lies in its invisibility, in its ability to make conformity appear inevitable. Though Orwell's dystopia may seem distant, our own lives are shaped by unseen forces. Social norms, media narratives, and cultural expectations. Winston's defiance challenges us to ask, what routines and beliefs have we blindly accepted? What freedoms have we relinquished in the name of comfort? Dr. Bill Harford's ordinary world, in Eyes Wide Shut, seems enviable. He enjoys a successful career, a beautiful wife, and a comfortable home. Yet, beneath the surface, he is restless, dissatisfied, and unsure of himself. His journey is not one of external upheaval, but of confronting the illusions of success and perfection he has created. Bill's world is not imposed on him. It is one he has built out of fear, control, and the desire to maintain an illusion of stability. The ordinary world here is a self-imposed cage, one constructed from the very desire to escape discomfort. Bill's story invites us to ask, what are the illusions we create to mask the discontent within? How often do we settle for stability at the expense of authenticity? Bill's journey reminds us that breaking free involves confronting the illusions we hold onto, not out of malice, but out of a yearning for control. What truths might we uncover if we dared to look beyond the surface? For Henry Hill, the ordinary world is one of excitement and danger, a world where the mafia offers him a sense of belonging, purpose, and power. However, over time, this world reveals itself to be destructive, a cycle of violence, betrayal, and addiction. The comfort of familiarity becomes his greatest prison, binding him to a path that can only lead to ruin. Søren Kierkegaard's words come to mind. The tyrant dies, and his rule is over. The martyr dies, and his rule begins. Henry's world, though thrilling, is a tyranny, a false sense of security that ultimately consumes him. How often do we remain in patterns that are familiar but harmful? Henry's story urges us to reflect on the relationships, routines, and identities we hold onto, asking, are these patterns leading us toward growth or stifling our potential? To break free from the ordinary world is to confront both external and internal barriers, those that limit us, hold us back, and keep us confined. Whether it's the suffocating comfort of consumerism in Fight Club, the weight of others' expectations in Harry Potter, the oppressive power of routine in 1984, the illusions of perfection in Eyes Wide Shut, or the familiar yet destructive cycle in Goodfellas. Each story reminds us that true freedom comes at a cost, but that cost is worth paying, as it leads to a life of greater meaning. As Nietzsche profoundly stated, one must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. To break free, we must embrace that chaos, the uncertainty, the struggle, and the courage to step into the unknown.